Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back and good morning. I hope you guys have a good day. We have Seven Sided, who has sent in some replays in the past. Says he took a break from the game and sent me a 3-pack, actually a 4-pack, but I'm going to look at 3 of them here for you guys. And this is going to be good, better, best. When I get requests for reviews, it's always good to get a bit of a sampling so we can take a look. If you send me an ace tanker, then that's great, but I don't even have all ace tankers, right? Even though that's what I like to show on my channel, and then act like I always have ace tankers. I don't. So you have good games, you have bad games, you can learn from both, as a matter of fact. Sometimes the bad games or average games you can learn even more from than the good games. But you should be able to take something away from every game that you play, if you're interested in doing so, which people who send videos into me are generally interested in hearing that kind of thing, so that's what we're going to do. 3002D, I like this. This is a fun tank. Is this a little 220 Alpha German tank? I believe so. As soon as I find my... There we go, yes. So it's got quite the nice little gun for a medium, and he's come down here to this brawling corner, which is not a bad idea. He is a tier 7. He is top tier. He has gone to some of the critical terrain. They have a huge stack up in the north. That's a little bit unusual these days, actually, to have that many up there, but they are all up there. The Super Hellcat in the middle. And it is just himself, a T-43, and a 34-1. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a little rough, I think. Waiting for the KV-2 to make a mistake. Not a bad move. He was unspotted up until then. One of the things about this corner, I like that he didn't do it. A lot of times people will push in and proxy light, which means they get lit. They didn't really know he was there. So it looked like the KV-2 was like, ooh, I'm going to go down here and maybe get a free shot on this guy. Now that he's fired, Seven-Sided thinks about it, but he's going to get a shot on the CS-44, which hits back pretty hard. The CS-44, I think, has about a 300 Alpha gun. So 220 seems like a lot, but then you start meeting up a CS-44 and he's dropping 300. Quite a long reload on that 300 Alpha. Much longer than the 3002, but if he's allowed to get the shot off and not take too much damage, then he's going to start winning those trades. Team is losing pretty quickly. That whole north thing really went poorly. Wow. It's going to be a lot of work to try to come back from this one. The north side's given up all kinds of tanks and is now starting to lose the hit point battle. We're going to try to peek on the KV-2. Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Got away with it. Be very careful, guys, about that little peak to where the front of your tank is out and you don't quite have the gun on, and then the extra peak, because that gives them time to see you and aim in. But sometimes you want to do that because you also don't want to just come raging around the corner and give him a side shot. He got away with it because the KV-2 was having trouble getting his gun on. That is something you can sometimes get away with versus KV-2s, because they do have trouble when they move their turret. All of a sudden they're going to be... Yeah, there's that armor. The CS-44 has some troll armor, man. It really does. Boom, we take him down. And that gets us to our second kill. Scorpion takes a chunk of our hit points, and now we're pushing in. Alright. This one ends up being a loss. Everybody think right now what you would probably rather be doing than pushing into what are probably some camping guys and exposing yourself to Arty. Let's see how it goes for Seven-Sided. We're going to push in. 43 is looking at the Arty. We're hiding behind a building. We don't really want to give the Scorpion that 240 Alpha shot. The Arty died? No, he drowned. Oh, good. Okay, that's one way for the Arty to go away. Coming at him from 2 directions. Oh, and we get away with it with only a track. And the Scorpion's done. Very good. Where's the other Arty? I'm very surprised you haven't taken any hits. And there goes the push by the 34 and the 43 into the backfield. Excellent. 43 decided to turn. Looks like Seven-Sided is going to do the same. Perfect. Maybe an auto aim for a faster kill would have helped. Be careful about crossing into the open right here in case there's still TDs. Looks like they're not there though. They're pretty much all pushing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counting the Cromwell. That's only, what, one guy unaccounted for? Yeah. One guy unaccounted for, probably camping near the back. pushing in to find what's going on. We don't want to get out in front of the Cromwell, but unfortunately we're the only guy coming this way. A little bit of craziness. There we go. Where's this Cromwell? Nope. There he is. He's behind us. Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Alright, mini-map awareness. At this point in the game, with the guys that you don't know where they are, there's two clues that the Cromwell is somewhere else. The first one is that that spot's gone that was sitting over here. It disappears. Like, holy shit, that means he's appeared somewhere else on the map. Pay attention to that, because between you and the T-43, you probably could take this guy down. You might even, had you turned immediately around, been able to preserve the T-43's gun, but I don't think you're going to. Yep, he kills him. Boom. Auto to auto, aim that guy. There you go. Keep the turn going. Oh, nicely done. A little bit lucky, but it worked out. All right, 1,264. We have 6 kills, and there's 4 of them here. We do have some hit points to give. Oh, geez, what happened to our... Whoa. What is our ping? Oh, my gosh. All right, you're zoomed in too much, man. Zoom it out a little bit when that's happening. Instead of trying to chase it like this, zoom out a little bit and go, all right, what is he doing? There's 2 on cap. He's behind the rock. That's a good move on his part. Yeah, a little bit shaky on the aiming right there, and that may just be... Is it caffeine? I don't know. It's costing you a little bit in the aiming, and maybe it's a bit of just aimed in too much. I mean, just come back out a little bit and kind of see what's going on. That's full. Bring it out a little bit, and you've got a little bit more control, I think, overall. Still 2 guys on the cap. Wow, that guy just really bailed you out right there. Really did bail you out. Very much a possibility. Look at this T-34-1 Muppet. Man, had he come with you, this becomes much, much easier. At this point, though, what you have to be thinking is I need to reset. That's all I need. I just need to reset. They're going to be right here. There we go. There it is. That's what you needed. And it looks like it's the other guy that's holding the cap points now. Other guy. Oh no, T-71. T-71. Oh, and the ARL comes in behind. Holy cow. We should... Oh, no! Ah! Is he going to end up killing us? Alright, let's look at that. This is something I see quite a bit. Okay. We back out. This is where we're looking. Misprioritized. You needed to hit the CMCD. That was the guy that was holding the cap points, right? You already hit the Achilles. Look at the bottom left. That's the guy you damaged. T-71 needed that shot. The other beauty of taking on the T-71 is you didn't need to expose yourself this much. All right? Somewhere about right there is all you needed to give him. Maybe even less because of his turret right there. All right. ARL just showed up. So let's take a look at this. We're going to see what you do. He hits you. There he is. All right. Boom. Your turret is already to the right of the tank. Okay? Go ahead and spin the turret, or spin the hull to the right, and keep the turret moving in the right direction. Okay? In this case, the right and right direction. Turning to the right, which is the right direction. Turret and hull at the same time is going to put your gun right on that guy, and you're going to finish him off. Right? What happens is you start spinning left. The turret is off the right side. Now you've got to bring the gun all the way around to the left side. So if you just spin right and really backing out, if I look at it this way, backing out into the left while going ahead and continuing to keep the turret moving in that direction. And it has to do with where your camera is right now. So let's watch what happens. Oh man. Yep. See, and your turret is fighting against your hull. You're getting even less turret rotation because the hull's going this way, which should be dragging the turret with it, and you're trying to work against the hull. So had you just spun the other way, that gun would have come right on line with that guy. Okay, when I get to this position, another way to do it, and unfortunately you're exposing yourself to this, in this case then, you got yourself in a kerfuffle. Now cut right with the hull and bring the gun online. But you're just sort of running forward, and it's all now just turret rotation trying to get there, and the ARL gets it first. Boom. Just like that. So easily could have survived that ARL there by spinning in the correct direction. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the next one. You get 7 kills out of that. Really nicely done. 1,774. Some things to think about based on positioning and reacting. I don't think I would have even gone after the Scorpion based on what was going on, but it was a good decision to come back through the middle after you got rid of him. That worked out. You were really let down by your 34-1 who pushed into the backfield. That hurt you a lot, but I think this is entirely winnable down here with you because those two guys were trying to cap and not push in. Why they didn't both push you when he showed up, I'll never know. All right, next one. Second example, a more average result. We are here on Himmel's Coast. All right. Himmel's Coast spawned into the north again in the 3000D. These are all going to be in the 3000D. Also, do you have camo on this, or is that a gray or just no camo? Put some camo on that thing. Come on. All right. Tier 7 and all tier. Wow, that you don't see that very often. A pure Tier 7 battle. Very nice. Very nice. Spawned into the north. Let's see how this goes. On the last one, I liked the decision to go to the critical spot, top tier as you were. It was nice aggressive work taking down that flank. I liked that you didn't push into their backfield, that you actually went back to cap, which is exactly right. Your other flank lost, unknown how, because nearly every tank you had was there, but they lost anyway. Really what happened, from what I could tell, is you didn't have anybody on your team take that middle area, and then they had guys up top and guys in the middle area focusing and cross-firing all of your guys hiding in the bushes, and once somebody got in there to spot them all, they disintegrated from there. And we're going to push up, looks like, up to this top area. Now, this is a tough one here because you're likely to run into a T29. If he has any kind of clue, he's going to go hold down up here and knowing he's going to have a field day. Maybe even one of the ISs, which are relatively fast. There's a CS44. He goes in the middle for some reason. And then you've got a bunch of TDs. The CS44 is not an issue. You have 2 Leos. They have decent depressions, and they're fast, so they could be up here with some big guns as well. They hit hard. So I like this, though. Let's go see what's going on. All right, yep, there's a Leo, like I thought. This has okay depression. Not able to use it, though. There's the other Leo. But no light on the T29. There is a GW Panther. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use our decent turret here. Yeah, go for those shots, man. Just poke out there and get them. There you go. I mean, you don't have to completely overexpose. There it is. Nicely done.
Penetration.
That probably took a little longer than it should. You might have got 2 shots out of it by now. There we go. That one bounced. Bummer. Happens. You've got a pretty good crew up here. You've got a Leo of your own, a Chi-Ri. This guy's out in the open getting rocked. Oh, another unlucky bounce. He's well angled to you, but he dies to Hardy. And that's a good start, although we've lost a KV-3 and a Saint Emil right off the bat. I guess the Emil got lit in the middle. This is where you've got to be very careful on overexposing right here. Looks like the RD is now coming at you. No, you took a shot. Because there will be somebody back there at about the GH line 2 right here in this little corner, looking for people to poke out. The T-29 is in the middle, futzing around, and the IS is over there as well. That is a huge advantage for your team if you can take advantage of it, because they are well and truly badly positioned. There's nobody out on the peninsula, which is good for your team because you didn't send anyone either. This is a very strange setup, really. T-29. Your T-29's in the middle, too. Holy cow. What is going on? What is going on? Looking for shots. This is about all you can do. You're overexposing a bit. If you're going to get a shot on this guy, there's no reason to expose that much of your tank. Back up so that you're just barely poking over. Maybe a little better aim on that. I don't know if you were quite fully zoomed. There's that E25. Yeah, stand in there and take a shot from the T25 AT. As a general rule, and I do this unfortunately sometimes too, try not to stand in on T25s. Also, you had to know he was waiting for you to come back out. So that was a bad trade right there. Bad trade right there. Don't stand in against E25s. They just shoot so fast. Especially if you pop out, they track you, you fix it, and you stand in, and then 2.0 seconds later they track you again. That's no bueno. Whoa, shift zoom is causing a little bit of issue. Probably just starting to get used to it again since you've been away from the game. T-29, there we go. Oh, looked like a little lead fire and he stopped on you right there. He didn't get spotted, so that was a nice little courtesy pullback. And now you know you're not being spotted unless something changes. Somebody gets nearer or changes an angle. Looks like for now you're in good shape. Maybe trying to go for the track. I think maybe I would be going for center mass. I see what you're doing there. Probably trying to get a track and damage if you can. Shift left and see if you can shoot the S. Ooh, okay. I'd have looked for that shot. You saw the icon going across. Like, oh, bad shot. Kind of jerked it off to the left, so to speak. IS is messing around. We don't have a whole lot of votes. There we go. Get the kill on the T-25. Nope, we're gonna shift. Oh yeah, shoot somebody. I would have absolutely prioritized the T-25 AT right off the bat.
That one bounced.
So maybe just getting back into the game. A little bit hesitant on some of these things. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's probably just, you know,
We didn't penetrate
I don't know if it's your rig or you or what, but very, very shaky on the shots. And it may just be something you're dealing with and have to deal with. I will tell you one thing, though, about that, and it's something I told students when I was teaching them how to fly.
penetration.
Smooth out what you're doing. Some guys are just really aggressive flyers, and the stick goes all over the damn place, and they're just very ratchety when they fly. But I try to tell them, try to smooth some of that out. Try to think about putting half the input in that you think you need, and then adjust from there. If it's not enough, add a little bit. But take some of that out of it. Try to smooth out what you're doing, and you're going to find that your results are much better. You've probably heard the term slow down to go faster. Slow down to go faster. Sometimes really you need to chill out and slow down a bit, and things will work out a lot better. We're at 900 damage. We got a kill. 789 assists. We lost a lot of votes. That really bad poke, a couple bad pokes in there took a bunch of hit points away. That is probably one of the biggest things for any player in this game that hurts them are bad trades, really. And it sounds like kind of a dumb thing to say, but it really is. And it also might sound obvious, but what do those look like, right? When do they happen? What do they look like? How do I avoid them? That's the key to it. Just another flying analogy. A lot of people can tell you what you need to do. The question is, how do you do that, right? Okay, what you need to do is not lose hit points. Well, how do you do that? Well, in the case of popping out and standing in on an E25, don't sit there. Or you get spotted with that many guns left in the game, don't sit there. Even though you think you're going to get a kill shot. I do it myself. I've done it plenty. I talk about it on stream when I do. I'm like, yep, that was dumb. I stood in. So try to minimize that as much as possible. Try to avoid doing that. Know that there's so many guns in the game. I'm going to take a chance, take a shot. That's good because I want to be aggressive and keep the gun in the game. But if I get spotted, know you've already been spotted for 3 seconds, and there's a lot of people on the map still. So just skedaddle, get out of there, and work another shot a little while later when you're not spotted, or when you have a better opportunity. Maybe they get busy, or they're being hit by other people, that kind of thing. Let's look at the last example. Last example, Himmelzansky. Himmelzansky, 3002D, this time top tier. And we're going to go here, which, okay. Alright, we're looking for the scout to get us some lights, and maybe a really stupid Cromwell to just sit out in the open like an absolute muppet. Doing more or less the same thing you're doing, and we get a little bit of help from RNG, a little bit of help from our friends. The Oni is down in the pit. We're looking for a shot. We're hanging out in the bush. We are headed this way. Alright. 488 damage. You ended up with a kill. You took out a really dumb Cromwell. This is one of the reasons I don't do things like that early in a game, is I'm relying on stupid people. And you might say, well, Guido, there's a lot of those in the game. Okay, noted. But my assumption going in is that the people I'm facing aren't stupid until they prove it so. I don't rely on my plan being informed or built on stupid people. Like that guy.
Enemy armor is hit.
I assume they're good. Might have shot as I was backing out. Is he? Oh my goodness gracious. I assume they're good until proven otherwise, and I find that to be much more effective than making plans based on stupid people. Is the bottom line right there. You did avoid getting too far forward on this, though, because what you would have seen me do is push really far forward, and your team is Camp-a-Lama Ding Dang. So right now, I think you're in the right spot. Although you're just going to absolutely get spotted out. Don't sit in positions like that when there's better cover. There are two already, by the way. Get up against this building, or better yet, this one, the one ahead of it, and side scrape out and get those shots, and cover up against lucky shots from over here, artillery shots, and all other manner of danger by getting some cover against these buildings. You can do exactly what you're doing here and still be closer to this building, protected. This is really just kind of out in the open here.
We didn't even
Little
scratch
shot
them.
off to the left. Down goes that guy, and we're just really asking for it here. Okay, he does see you. Oh, Super Hellcat sees you. See how that angle's just bad? It's just not a great spot to be. To be honest, you got a little bit lucky you didn't lose any more hit points than you did. I'm also surprised you're not taking any shots from their middle guys. They must be really busy with your IS-2M and IKV. Your team has built an advantage over here. There's a T-37 and an Eagle. Looks like a Jackson. There may be a couple more back there. But if we take a quick nose count, 3 in the north, 3 in the middle, that's 6. 2 in front of you, that's 8. A Jackson in the back, that's 9. 3 dead, that's 12. 2 RD, that's 14. And you can really do that pretty quickly as you're moving around going, ooh, there's only, and I do kind of a vague number. That means there's only 2 or 3 potential extra guys over here. Anywhere from 1 to 3, let's put it that way. If you do it as specific as I just did it, you come to the idea that there's only 1 more potentially over here. That's one of them down, so now it's the Eagle 7, and he's a near dead. Jackson's getting pummeled. Forget him, right? Forget him. Think about leapfrogging. Think about how you're going to take advantage of what is happening right here. Don't worry about that guy right now. If he was making a move to come out, that's fine. Go get the Eagle. The Eagle, excuse me, the Eagle is what is keeping your guys from moving forward in any event. But Jackson just died to the T-25 too. Just come around here, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, keep going. Oh, okay, why'd you stop? Man, no way would I have stopped right there. What if that one dude's here? Right? What if there's another guy over here? I kill him, I go right into that pit, and you're immediately covered from most everything. Always be thinking about the next move. Wow, yeah, I would not have danced around up there on the top of that after killing him. The other thing about diving down into that pit right there is if you missed or bounced, you're still moving, and it makes it much tougher for him to bring his gun onto you. Somebody just took a poke at you right there. Okay, so this is pretty much a romple stomp. We've got 1,100 damage so far. We've got 289. This is a good bush to use, especially at this tier. If there's nobody with CBSs, it's not as easy to burn through that bush to see you. Your guys are starting to die, and now you're starting to have a bit of a problem in the north. That guy's just sort of poking up. You have a hard time pinning that thing, especially if it's his front armor that he's looking at you with. Super Hellcat's behind you. Here we go, a little shot to the side of that guy. Probably going to get spotted, I imagine. Surprised, actually, it didn't. No, he kind of knows where you are. He took a poke at you. Unless he was shooting at one of your buddies. No, I think he actually shot in your general direction. This guy's just dancing around. You're going to have a really hard time pinning him. You might even think about going to HE against him. If he's going to sit there, hold down, and you're content to sit there and take pokes at him, your AP is going to bounce. Just load the HE. That's going to start to dissuade him from sitting there. There you go. Somebody just hit him with a little bit of HE. That's going to make him think about that. Now, I'm sitting here this long. I'm not really a fan of this. I might have pushed back. You need to get rid of the Super Hellcat back there. All their guys are to the north, and now you've got a dude running around behind you who could potentially be spotting your guys in the middle, maybe even taking shots on them in the side right there. Your campers are in big trouble because they're campers, and they generally suck. So unless somebody is up getting them lights, they're going to get swept off that ridge pretty quickly. Everybody wants to play Sniper Boy at this point. Looks like their Hellcat's pushing in on your medium back there. Yeah, way too passive right here. Way too passive. The problem, obviously, with moving... Oh my gosh, look at the cannonball that thing is. The problem with pushing up through the middle right now, obviously, is they have 2 artillery. So one option was to move back to the east side of the border and move up to the north and start working in the bushes and try to give some eyes for the T-78. You could move up the middle. That's going to be very dangerous, though, because you're probably going to get bombarded by Arty. And if the Oni takes too much exception to you, he might just drive out and nuke you. But you've got some pretty good hit points. We've gone to HE, it looks like, finally. Maybe looking for a shot on the 100M1. And now we're going to move up. Your guys finally move in. Oh, boy. Careful with... Oh, my gosh. We're just going to explode ourselves. We miss. Somehow don't get lit. That's absolutely amazing. Well, we just absolutely got away with one here. I'm going to tell you what, this is not the place you want to be. I am really surprised the Hellcat wasn't looking. You might have even had a shot on the Oni. I think you do right now. Do you? Yep. Kind of looking at him, and well, we really get away with one right there. That is not the approach you want to take on this map, not with this situation. Very surprised. The Hellcat must have been, who knows where. Maybe he's crossed the tracks to the north. We're still sort of dancing around in view range of those guys. Look at the line right there. Alright, so instead of that line, go ahead and come back, come through the buildings, and then if you think there's nobody in there, cross back south of this area. Don't come cutting across this open field and let one of these guys who's maybe moved back spot you. Get into these bushes back on the west side of the map as fast as possible, and then move up north through the bushes like you're doing now. But you wanted to enter those bushes way down to the south. The approach matters. The end game maneuvering, now that there are fewer guns, is hugely important. Alright, so you got this guy lit. Looks like we're going to try to take a sniper shot on him. Oh, the HE gets him, but doesn't quite kill him. Does he not know he's hit? Are we going to kill him with this next HE shot?
They're knocked out.
Excellent. A couple softballs go over the tracks and take him down. Well done. That's why you didn't get spotted. The Hellcat and the medium were actually moving across to the east, trying to get into your backfield. So, quite lucky there, but it worked out. You got 1,849 damage, 949 assists, and 3 kills. Moving around to the other side, the 100M1. Who knows where he is? It looks like he's not in the factory because he wasn't lit by the E-25. So he might be up on the north. He could be back in the back corner with the other 2 tanks. This is probably a decent... Oh, he's actually over there. That's odd. Okay. Don't know why he was there. I think he might have decided to get out of the factory and try to ambush somebody who might be coming across the tracks. It was a strange position for him. Whoa. There's the Super Hellcat. Maybe we'll get a shot on him. Always, yeah, there you go. Just take down the building. Help out the rest of your team. If that's a destructible building, I don't know if it is. I wish you could get credit for that, for knocking buildings down. I do that all the time if guys are hiding behind it. And you'll know after a few seconds if all of your team is sitting there waiting for him to move out. I'll just knock the building down and let him kill him. Who cares? Get rid of that gun. That's a win rate thing, right? It's not going to be reflected on any stat except for your win rate. Whoa. Zoom. Oh my gosh, zoom. Shift zoom is working you over, man. Stop moving!
Target acquired. I don't see
You'd have got that kill if you'd have stopped moving. I know you don't want to sit there and get hit. Maybe you would have by the 3002, but you would have ensured that the Hellcat goes down. Good news is you took no damage from what I can tell from it. Nope. Didn't hurt you in the least. 1,849, 1,081 assists. I would agree with this. Just go on in on this 3002. I might even dab 2 at this point in the game. I've done some pretty good damage. I want to make sure these shots do damage to him just to increase the old stats and make sure he dies. Where on earth did this guy go? So I'm not too bothered by using a little too... Whoa. Lights him on fire, and that's some sweet extra damage there. Look at that damage just cranking up as he burns. I'd keep pushing on him. There was no reason to stop. You had way more hit points than him. I would have not stopped there. Just keep on going and track this guy down. Oh, Shift Zoom gets us again.
We've lost the track.
Driving with the soda straw. Yeah, ram him. Why not? He's got more hit points than you. Yeah, you're going to bounce off of his upper plate. There you go.
Enemy armor is hit.
Keep the gun on him. There we go. Down he goes. And he's still alive. What on earth? And he's totally looking the other way. Now he notices you. And somehow, I have no idea how that one pinned. No idea. That thing's got pretty good front armor. It looked like it maybe landed on the top deck or something. I don't know. That was absolutely bizarre. But good kill, man. 5 kills, 2,856 shown, 1,081 assists. I'm going to be completely honest with you on this. I liked your positioning and gameplay. Other than the end game part where we screwed up against the ARL on the first one, probably the best. I thought you did the best job positioning-wise and decision-making-wise on that one out of all 3. I thought the second one, you got yourself in trouble by trading too many hit points, and you had to go a little bit passive on that, but you made the big mistake on the couple pokes that caused you to have that issue, but still in the game and doing some good damage for your team and helping to win. This one, I'm going to be completely honest, you got very lucky in a couple cases in the places that you went, and that just happens. You know, you can flow from place to place and get a little bit lucky, but a couple of the moves you made should have cost you a bunch of hit points or your tank. So it is an interesting thing that sometimes we have these ace tanker games, and really it was a little bit more about what the other team was doing than what we were doing. Last thing I'll say is your shift zoom is causing you some issues, and that may just be a case of getting more used to it. I know there's plenty of players, I haven't talked about this for a long time actually now that I think about it, but there's a lot of players who make shift zoom work really well, but if you notice a couple times you zoomed into dirt or off to the side of the tank or whatever, it's why I use scroll zoom. It's more accurate, it's more fine-tuned, even if it's slightly slower in some cases. But like I said, it's to taste. If that's your thing, do it. Just realize from what I saw in this, it was kind of going all over the place. That's it, man. I hope some of this stuff helps you and everybody else out there. Thanks for sending in those replays. It's nice to get a series or a grouping from people, especially if it's the same tank. If they're looking for help from you, then we can take a look at a slightly bigger picture of a whole 3 game sample size. But it's better than a one-off. And it was, to me, interesting in this one that I liked your positioning and decision-making in the loss much better, especially than this one. And on the second one, you were sort of forced into a more careful gameplay based on a couple mistakes on losing some hit points. Thanks for sending that in, 7-sided. Good luck on coming back further in World of Tanks. Enjoy your gameplay. For everybody else, have a great day. That's all I've got. We will see ya.